Reunion. Hello, y'all. I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Get murder here. He counting money. He said, Cam, man, the hell with rap. I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome, ass. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vickers. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah. I don't like niggas, what's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight, nigga.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog app. Use code Mase Cam or STAT to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash with your first deposit and a free pick. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts, Mase and Cam.
Killa, what's good, man?
Marta, what's up? How you doing, man?
Chilling, man. You seen my team? We back, baby. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I've been on the phone all day, Speak to the agents, the GMs. There's a lot more activity that's going to happen this week. If you know your team, what's the next thing that's going to happen? I bet you I know and you don't.
Who my team? Let's see if you read my mind.
I see you with yellow on, so I'm assuming you're talking about, I'm just assuming that you're going with the Lakers. If that's your team.
Yeah, we back, baby. I'm going.
So what's the next?
Back to Cal.
So what's the next move then?
I'm happy with what we got right now. Pause, for real. Okay. I'm back a Laker fan. I'm not gonna lie. I'm back a Laker fan,
Okay.
More trades coming. I mean, Rich Paul is a genius right now. Rich Paul, he's mafioso right now.
Yeah. Be honest. I know we're about to talk about it, but to be honest with you, we'll talk about it next. Let's get into it.
Okay. And yeah, just real quick, I just have to add, it's so crazy how you guys have called things throughout the past couple of weeks between De'Aaron Fox. We kind of subliminally talked about it when you guys were talking about trades happening overnights that athletes don't see coming. So it's kind of crazy how all this lines up. But y'all know we got to start with Luka, who is officially a Laker, and AD, who is officially a Mav in a 3-team deal with the Lakers, Mavs, and Jazz. The Lakers received Luka, Max Kleber, and Markieff Morris from the Mavs. Dallas acquired Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and the Lakers' 2029 first-round pick. And the Jazz received Jalen Hood-Schifino, the LA Clippers' 2025 second-round pick, and the Mavs' 2025 second-round selection. Mase, how do you feel about the Mavs franchise player being traded in the deal as a whole?
Me, I mean, realistically, as a childhood Laker fan, I couldn't be happier. The Lakers are back. I gotta say that. I know you don't want to hear this stat, but the Lakers been my team. I went away from the Lakers because I didn't like the new direction they was going in. Magic left. I'm a part of the original Lakers, with Pat Riley, people like that. Magic Johnson, Byron Scott, Michael Cooper. I'm part of that lineage of Lakers, So to see them moving back in the right direction without the great Jerry Buss being there, pause, it's a good thing to see it. And Luka is a great start to that, I think that team with Luka is much better with Luka versus Anthony Davis. I'll just go on the record. I also think this helps Bronny James, in a lot of ways that I'll speak about later on. And also I think with them adding Luka, what else can I say? And shipping Anthony Davis to Dallas, I think is actually better for Anthony Davis too, because the pressure of being in LA, it will be different than the pressure of being in Dallas. And I think he never fully really understood what's necessary for being in purple and gold, just being honest. He's a great player, but I don't think he ever really understood that while you're in LA, you got to perform pause every night and the level in which they're expecting you to play at, the excuses he wanted to make, you just can't make those in a city like LA or New York. Those are two cities you can't make that. So, get in a different market where you can kind of play at your own tempo and it should work out. But, like Cam was saying, Cam got some more stuff to share about the trades that'll be coming up. And I look forward to some more things happening.
Yeah, nobody expected this. This was out the blue. Even the people that are closest to Anthony Davis and Luka Doncic, uh, it was kind of a shock. This goes back to relationships, though. It's about having relationships. Michael Finley has a relationship with Nico Harrison from back when he was in Dallas with Nike and the Jordan brand, and he was doing some representation for Michael Finley. Now they're both in power to make moves, and from what it looks like, the Dallas Mavericks were kind of sick of what Luka was bringing to the table. It was a clip that surfaced last season after they won the Western Conference Final when Michael Finley comes up and actually takes a beer out of Luka's hand that he was drinking, celebrating right after they won the Western Conference Finals. And people will sit there and say Luka's out of shape or he's fat or whatever. But at the same time, he's been doing what he's doing. You got to realize this is a 25-year-old that's been first team All NBA for 5 years. So that means he's been first team All NBA since he was 20 years old. And for them to get rid of that caliber player, not just that, coming off of a championship appearance in the reigning Western Conference Finals, Dallas Mavericks, that is, that means they were all fed up with what Luka was giving them. I don't know exactly what happened personally, but to get rid of a 25-year-old, five-time first-team All-NBA player, they were sick of it. Not only that, what they did was they fucked Luka money up bad. Like, bro, he was eligible for the Supermax, which would have got him $350 million. And that was going to equal out to $70 million a year. And now he can't get that going to the Lakers. So they basically said, fuck off, and you're not giving that money because we're not going to give it to you. That's an insult to the highest level. I have no idea what happened inside of Dallas. And it'll come to surface sooner than later. Right now, everybody's being tight-lipped about it. Pause. But to say we don't want you no more and fuck up your money is really fucked up. That's a fucked up situation. To me, honestly, this trade is better for Dallas at the moment, my personal opinion. Anthony Davis was on the record last week saying that he wants the Lakers to get another big man because he feels more comfortable at the 4 position. Now he's going to be at the 4 position. So you have 2 centers actually with Gafford and Lively. So now you can play your natural 4 position that you wanted to play. And what I think the Lakers are doing is building for the future. You have a 40-year-old LeBron still playing spectacular. Listen, I don't know if y'all seen that game Saturday against the Knicks at the Garden, but goddamn, he looked about 23, 24 years old, destroying the Knicks. So he's still in good shape. And what Luka brings to the table is something that LeBron been trying to do for the last 4 or 5 years. Give the team to somebody else so he doesn't have to be the first option. Anthony Davis, to me, seemed like he never wanted that role. Now you have somebody who has no problem taking that role of being the number 1 because now on his mind is vengeance. From what I'm hearing, and Luka's mind is vengeance. He has an attitude, and his number 1 priority is to make sure Dallas doesn't do good. So the games are actually one on the 25th of this month, one on April 9th. And Luka has been hurt, not in shape, haven't played in the last probably 20 games this season, something like that. If I had to bet my house on it, he's going to be playing February 25th, no matter what happens. I think he'll be on the court. And if not February 25th, we got to think about the Lakers going back to Dallas April 9th, which will be even bigger because he's back in Dallas. I seen people outside the stadium in Dallas protesting and they were upset. Mark Cuban said he had no idea about it. But this is what relationships about and building relationships. From all the intel that I got from the people that are around those people, everybody was pretty much surprised. This is a Nico Harrison, Michael Finley, Yo, my nigga, which this nigga get on my nerves. Y'all nigga, give me Ant-Man. I mean, pardon me, not Ant-Man. Give me Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Y'all want this nigga? He 31. He's still getting numbers. Let me think about it. I take that. To me, personally, my personal opinion, if they stay healthy and it's early, and I know Memphis has been playing really good. Houston has been playing really good. And I don't think OKC will lose that number one spot. But this puts Dallas right in the mix, my personal opinion. You got Anthony Davis is going to have a chip on his shoulder. We already know what Kyrie brings to the table. PJ Washington's a certified great player. Jason Kidd's a good coach. I think this gives Dallas the advantage right now. As the future, I'm not going to say that, but right now. But we'll see what kind of anger Luka got as well, because I'm pretty sure Luka is not happy about getting traded. Not only not getting traded, messing up a potential $70 million supermax that he was supposed to get. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think also who plays it too, Killer for
Klay Thompson.
yeah.
Klay
Oh yeah,
Thompson.
Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they think they're better now. They think they're better now.
I think, to me personally, my personal opinion, even though they went to the championship last year, and I don't know if we ever discussed this or just something I discussed amongst niggas I was hanging out with, but to me, Kyrie and Luka never meshed. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it. If Kyrie had the ball, Luka would just go to the other side of the court. If Luka got the ball, Kyrie would go to the other side of the court. It wasn't like when Luka had the ball, he'd be running screens, Kyrie that is, or coming off the baseline trying to get an open shot. It was like your turn, my turn, your turn. The way I was looking at it. It worked last year to get them to the finals. They did not get over the hump. It wasn't even close with Boston. But to me personally, we'll see what happens in the next few days, because it's a big void for the Lakers at the center position. And Anthony Davis is already complaining about being a center. So they have no rim protection right now, no shot blocking, nobody to make a presence in the lane. We got another 72 hours. The deadline is over Thursday at 3 p.m. We'll see what happens then. But to me, this puts Dallas at least in a 1 through 6 position, to where they're in the play-in right now if the playoffs started today. My personal opinion.
And one more thing, Stat. I know you're ready to jump back in, pause, but I think this is also a shot at Kyrie in a slight little way, because if the Lakers is going to get a guard, why don't LeBron bring in Kyrie? Why does he bring in Luka instead of Kyrie? You know?
Well, listen, let me give you some information on that. The late, and I'm not at liberty to say who. They were trying to
Yeah,
get Kyrie, was it last season or season before last, when he had all the controversy going on at the Nets
yeah,
and everything else. And LeBron and Clutch, not necessarily Clutch, but LeBron wanted Kyrie. And they were saying, let's get him now while his price is low. Not a slight to Kyrie, because we know that Kyrie's creme de la creme, top of the top. But they didn't want to touch it because of all the Lakers, that is, because of all
yeah.
the controversy that was surrounding Kyrie. They actually LeBron wanted Kyrie, but the Lakers didn't want to touch it. And so it didn't happen. I was on phone calls all last night and this morning trying to get info for the show today. And I brought that shit up that you said, Mason. They was like, they was trying to get Kyrie when all the controversy was going on and niggas curved. So LeBron definitely wanted Kyrie. The Lakers didn't want to touch it. So that's kind of not why that didn't happen. But we'll see what Kyrie and AD and Jason Kidd put together.
So you guys bring up a lot of good points, which brings even more questions. I know, Cam, you were saying you didn't really feel like Luka and Kyrie meshed, but how do you think Luka and LeBron will mesh? And then Mase, who do you kind of think has the upside of this trade? Do you think it's the Lakers or do you think it's the Mavs? But Cam, I'm going to let you go first to kind of explain how you think LeBron and Luka will perform together.
Well, I think that it'll be great because LeBron's not a selfish player. We see, and Luka's not D Wade, and D Wade's not Luka. It's two different styles of play. But one thing about LeBron is that LeBron, if you're nice, he'll cater to you, and not in a bad way. I'm talking about whatever's going to be best for the team. It was a play last year where D'Angelo Russell threw the ball to LeBron. LeBron threw it back to him. D'Angelo, he threw it back. Shoot, nigga. Shoot. Like LeBron is not one of them people like Kobe Bryant, God bless the dead, that'll be like, give me the fucking ball. If you could play, LeBron would be excited that you could play. LeBron is on the record 2 years ago. You know, old tweets are resurfacing and old posts are resurfacing in 2023 saying that Luka was his favorite player in the NBA. So it's kind of like LeBron got his favorite player. I don't know if it's still his favorite player today, but he's on the record saying that Luka was his favorite player. So I think that LeBron, like I said in my earlier take, LeBron doesn't want to be the number one. Will he have to? If he does, he have to? Absolutely. We got to think about LeBron. He's the all-time leading scorer in the NBA. And when they asked him about it, he said, I didn't even try. LeBron's top 5 in assists as a small forward. And, you know, that's a point guard's stat. So for him to be top 5 all-time in assists and the leading scorer in the NBA, and he said he didn't even try, we see LeBron's not a selfish player. It was even the first year, my personal opinion, when he was with Miami, the reason they didn't the reason they didn't win the championship, because he was trying to defer to D-Wade too much, and D-Wade was trying to defer to him too much, to where they had to have a conversation the next season and say, look, D-Wade had to say to him, look, this is your team. You're Batman, I'm Robin. We can't have two people driving a car. You're driving, I'm in the passenger seat with the shotgun. And my personal opinion, I think that's what happened with LeBron and Luka. We'll see how it goes, but my personal opinion is I think it'll work out because LeBron loves playing with great players.
Yeah, I concur when it comes to Luka. I think Luka on that team just makes it a whole different team in a much better way because when teams win championships, it's normally coming from the wing play and actually a big man, but mainly from the wing play. When you think of some of the greatest championship duos and people that was together, it's really people on the wings. And I think this give them like an elite chance. Thinking back to Kyrie, that thought about Kyrie when they know they got to go against SGA to come out of the West. You would rather have Luka, so I think there's a lot of upside there. I think even when LeBron needs to get a rest or take a break, Luka is a perfect guy to go out there and go get buckets. And I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if the Lakers are right there in the West when it comes to not winning it all, but they do have the potential to do it. If they get somebody else to play with them, pause, they really have a chance to get LeBron that fifth ring. If they could get Luka to play some defense, if he commits to defense, that team will be unstoppable because they still have Reeves, they still have Hamachi, whatever that guy name is. How you say his name?
Hachimura.
Hachimara, yeah, they got a lot of good pieces that you could play pause around them too. And I think it's a great fit, especially, but this is gonna be a testament to see when it comes to LeBron if Luka stays the same. A lot of great players have came around LeBron and faded. No shot at LeBron, but this is just something that happened. Like players decline that were really good because they have to play a different role. So if he's serious about letting somebody else take the reins, this will be a great time to see that because Luka is definitely deserving of it.
And then, so a report suggested that Luka actually came in 40 pounds heavier this season than last
Yeah.
season, which raised concerns for the organization. So, did either of you think Luka or Anthony Davis was untouchable? And then, in your opinion, is anyone in the league really untouchable? Mace, what do you think?
Yeah, I think LeBron is untouchable. I think who else? I think man. Jalen is untouchable in New York. Is a few players that are still untouchable. I used to think Zion was untouchable, but pause this year. I could see even Zion moving in the next couple of days. There's a lot of players that need to move for fresh starts. You know what I'm saying? So I think Wemby is untouchable. There's still players that are very much untouchable. SGA is untouchable. Tatum is untouchable. Is a lot of players. There's probably like 30 players I could think of right now that are they're not gonna move, even if they didn't have that clause in their contract.
Yeah, my personal opinion is I did think Luka was untouchable, and after last night, I think it's maybe two players that's untouchable. This sent a message out. I'm gonna go with SGA and probably Tatum and Wemby because he's young. I'll give Wemby.
Yeah,
After this goes to show you could be 5 team, 5 years straight, first team All NBA, franchise player, and we'll get you out of here.
yeah.
That's just my
You don't
personal
like your
opinion.
attitude, you're out of
Yeah,
here.
yeah. So Mace could be correct. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying my opinion. After last night, that just goes to show GM's gonna start walking around the building a little differently to niggas who think that they untouchable.
Yeah, I mean, you're
That's
right in that sense, cause I mean, if you would think anybody get traded from Dallas, you would probably think, oh, they gonna package Kyrie and somebody else for something.
right.
Cause they got trade value. The first person came to your mind would have never been Luka,
Yeah,
and definitely to a West Coast rival. It's
right.
not like they traded them back East Coast. That's the even scarier part. It wasn't to an East Coast team. It's to a West Coast team that they're gonna have to play against.
Well, what I'll add really quick is, not saying that, they couldn't have traded 80, but I did think that he was untouchable. So I think this kind of goes to show I was like, well, one, Bronny to me the whole time was the person who wasn't untouchable. And then two, I think it shows that LeBron's years, we already kind of keep talking about and having that conversation, but I think it's going to come sooner than later. So when LeBron does decide to depart, the Lakers are still well off with somebody who can kind of run the team. And I think that will have to be Luka ultimately in the end. But I don't know. It's kind of weird to see these changes happen because I think, like we said earlier, nobody expected this to happen. So seeing it, to Cam's point, does send a message. And I would be scared, and load management isn't going to keep happening because they will trade you
Yeah, for
eventually
real.
somewhere else. So it's like tying up now, or you're not going to be where you want to be.
I think
So
this, but Stat, I think this also bought LeBron some more years, Killer, to be playing with somebody like Luka because you don't have to do as much now. Pause. You could just run the wings, and when Luka doesn't have a shot, give it to LeBron, and Bron will still get his 20 to 25. I mean, 20 to 25, but because Luka take a lot of shots, you know what I'm saying? But he'll definitely still be able to get his 25 on that team because now whoever can shoot on that team, also if they get somebody that could lights out shoot, they are really a dangerous team because you still got to double LeBron and now you're gonna have to double Luka. So if even Bronny James, if he could come in and just hit the three, his stock will go way up because now you got two premier people on both sides of the wings that you have to give close attention to. And all he have to do is drift out to the opposite side or wherever they're driving, pause and just hit shots.
Yeah, no disrespect to nephew, but he's not getting the minutes to do that. They really need to get somebody in center before I could make a full diagnosis, at least for this season. But I agree with you, Stat, which I said earlier. This isn't about right now, for me, my personal opinion for the Lakers. This is about making sure they have a solidified superstar for the next 10 years. Even though LeBron is still looking great, he's on a 1 year deal. Who knows if he's going to resign with the Lakers next year? I think that he wanted to make sure he has an option to. But the moment for me, it wasn't just about him being a Laker. It was about being a Laker, having the leverage of getting his son on the court with him. That happened already. Has he won a championship for the franchise? That happened already. So I wouldn't be surprised to see LeBron leave in the next year or two. LeBron might fuck around, end up in Golden State. We don't know. But if this works out and we see the chemistry with LeBron and Luka, maybe they do have a couple years together or a few years together. But this season, purely alone, they got to get a big man. They got to get a big man. And there's 72 hours left. I'm pretty sure they're going to grab somebody before this is all said and done but they have no rim protection. They have no rebounding down low. They have nobody with a big presence. But I don't think that they just made this trade without something up their sleeve. So we'll see what happens in the day to come.
Okay, and then last question regarding the trade. We just have to talk about all of it because, again,
Yeah,
it was a shock to
absolutely.
everybody. So, an
Mm-hmm.
old quote from Mark Cuban back in 2020 circulated where he explained how far he would go to keep Luka on the Mavs. He said, "If I had to choose between my wife and keeping Luka on the Mavs, catch me at my lawyer's office prepping for a divorce." What do you guys think is going through Mark Cuban's head right now after hearing that quote?
Yeah, he's definitely flipping because I remember Mark Cuban, he loves Luka like in a very deep pause way because when I went out there to the game, it was just like everybody was training on the court, and then it's like everybody left the court, and Luka came out playing Disney music, working out, and once the Disney music came on, everybody kind of left the court, and it was like the whole court was to Luka, so it just seemed like they had such an affinity for Luka. I'm totally surprised and blindsided by the whole thing because the love he gets in Dallas was almost like right there with Dirk Nowitzki, and Dirk Nowitzki won a championship. You know what I'm saying? But you could see in the arena when you walk outside the people that was like his place. That was like his home. Not just because they draft him. Is oftentimes when a player connects with the city, connects with the fans in such a way that they almost mirror image each other. You get what I'm saying? Like D Wade when it becomes Wade County, right? Like he's a part of the culture of Miami. He wasn't just a player there. It transcends being a player. And I think that was the vibe that I got when I was out in Dallas. So that's what I would say. Mark Cuban, he had to be like, how? If I was still owning the team, this wouldn't have happened. He
Yeah, Mark Cuban actually put out a 4-page letter about the situation with Luka. Said he has nothing to do with the decision. Mark Cuban, just for clarity for our audience, Mark Cuban's still an owner. He's just not the majority owner, so he's not
yeah.
making the decisions day to day and everything else. He actually sold a little bit less than 50. I think he sold 54% of the company for like 2.5 billion or something like that. So he's not making the decisions day to day. Um, yeah, Mark Cuban loves Luka. You got to realize it took a little while, and I know they only have one championship in franchise history, but they did it with an overseas player
Hmm.
uh, who was not Luka wasn't as tall as him, and they with different positions. But it took Dirk Nowitzki a while to win a championship. He didn't do it in 3, 4 seasons. It took him a while to get it, and I think that's what Mark Cuban was probably thinking. Like it's going to happen eventually, and it's not going to happen for at least not for Luka and the Dallas Mavericks together. But yeah, he has a 4-page letter. I haven't seen it yet. I was just skimming through my notes this morning, and I was like, "Damn, I don't have time to read it before we get on the air." But for a 4-page letter saying he has nothing to do with it, that man is hurt, and he's probably upset about it. He's a professional, so he's not going to go off the hinges publicly about it. But I don't think Mark Cuban likes this at all.
Yeah, seems pretty frustrating on a lot of parts, and everybody's being professional about it. Luka tweeted and had a little letter towards the team. So I don't know. It's going to be real interesting to see Luka in LA and of course AD in Dallas. But that game for sure will get a lot of views and we'll all be tuned in. So I can't wait to see what happens. But it's definitely going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, and Anthony Davis going to pause. He gonna want to get his numbers as well for niggas trading him. He definitely feels a way about it. He thought he was gonna live in the Sunshine State and all that, not the Sunshine State, but you get what I'm saying. He thought he was gonna stay out west, and that changes everything, especially when you like living in LA and now you gotta go live in Dallas. Dallas is great too, but it's not LA.
That's a fact. Okay. We're going to go to break. When we return, we will discuss De'Aaron Fox's next stop. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Now let's get into our underdog picks of the day. So tonight, the Pelicans will play the Nuggets. Underdog has Jokic at 10.5 assists. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
Higher.
Who they playing?
Pelicans are playing the Nuggets.
Yeah, I'm going higher.
Okay. Jamal Murray's at 21.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Higher.
Definitely higher. Definitely higher. Everybody's hurt on the Pelicans and when it comes to the guard, so he definitely substitute not gonna be able to keep him off of 20.
Okay. And Zion's at 6.5 rebounds. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
I'm going higher. I'm going higher.
I'm going to go lower because it's not guaranteed he's going to play.
That's one of them underdog tricks right there.
I'm going lower.
One and a half still.
I can't count on him. Before the game starts, anything's liable to happen. I will go lower.
Facts. Okay. If you guys like these picks, remember you always get a free pick if you're not already an underdog. So make sure to support the show, sign up now, and you can make your picks too. So, Cam, you called it in a prior episode, but it is confirmed the Kings are trading De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs while acquiring Zach LaVine from the Bulls as part of a 3-team deal. Mase, first, do you like this trade?
I actually called it first that but it's okay. We're all on the same team. I said it would be great for him to play out in San Antonio. Nick, can you roll a clip, Nick?
De'Aaron Fox, I could actually see De'Aaron Fox on the Spurs. I could actually see that. You know, I prefer him be there than them trade for Halliburton and put him in Indiana. I would much rather be with a 7'4" wingman playing and I'm playing point guard. The pick and roll between Fox and Wemby would be crazy. And if you think about adding Fox with Chris Paul and Wemby, that turns into a really exciting team. Even though we're looking at an elder man when it comes to Chris Paul, I think if you put Fox on that team, they turn into something special really fast. Really fast. So I would really look for that and shoot for that. If I was De'Aaron Fox, I would be doing my best to be nice to Sacramento to make this trade happen, because this is one of those type of trades. If it was to happen, it'll change his whole legacy.
Yeah, but actually, when we first spoke about this, I knew that would be one of those places that he'll just fit well with when you think of the pick and rolls and everything of that. And then when Killa brought it up as well, you know, when he stated it, I could just see that happening. That just seemed like the place that his games fit. And then when you got Chris Paul there, it actually helps him out because now I think they're gonna play Fox at the 2. I don't even think they're gonna remove Chris Paul. I think leaving all three of them on the court makes this team a lot better than it was before. And sometimes people think, well, you got this old point guard. He's gonna be able to do a lot with those two on the court with them. So I really look forward to that.
Yeah, like May said, he definitely said what he liked. I actually confirmed what was going to happen. Nick, you can actually go to that clip if you want.
Before we get to Jimmy Butler, I made some calls yesterday, last night. And if it doesn't happen this year, De'Aaron Fox is going to end up in San Antonio next year. So I remember Mace, you was talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna end up this year. If it doesn't happen by the trade deadline, then he's gonna end up being in San Antonio. San Antonio next year. So
Wow.
remember I told you guys this.
That's why I wear the glasses.
Yeah.
The niggas asking me why I wear the glasses. Niggas still shooting. He dead. Why you still shooting? Nah, I'm just
Yeah, like I said, I've talked to a few people, and that's about a 90% thing. That's unless something amazing else happens, but it's looking like the Fox and the Alien's going to be in in San Antonio.
That's a beautiful thing. I'm back a San Antonio fan. You see, I had on the black and silver. You see, I had the black and silver on.
Yeah, so it's a difference between saying what you like and what's going to happen. So I actually told you on the show, I said, Mase, what you was liking is going to happen. So yeah, you definitely
Tomato,
said it.
tomatoes, you know.
Yeah, you definitely said it, but I confirmed it. You can confirm it too. You don't like speaking to nobody.
Yeah,
But
tomato, tomato.
but on a serious note, yeah, listen, man, a few of these trades aren't about what's going to happen this year. This year isn't about the San Antonio Spurs going to a championship. This is about them getting the right pieces on the team to contend for a championship in the next 3 to 5 years, possibly. Uh, you got De'Aaron Fox, who's a sensational guard, all-star guard. I don't think he made it this season, but he's a former all-star guard. Still, I don't even think he actually reached his prime yet. I think he's peaking right now. And we already know what Wemby brings to the table. So I don't think this trade is about now. I think this is more about the next 10 years of San Antonio basketball. So we'll see what happens. As far as Zach LaVine going to Sacramento, I don't know which direction Sacramento's going in. You got Zach LaVine there and you got DeMar DeRozan there, and they already played with each other on the Bulls already. It didn't work. And now you're back with the same two preliminary stars. Yes, as far as Sacramento's concerned, I don't know where Sacramento is going. 2 years ago, they looked like they were really great. They took Golden State to 7 games. They're like they're going to be good next year. Mike Brown had left Golden State as the assistant that had coached them. Everybody's like, looks great for the future. But now you're back to having Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan on the team, and they actually was already in Chicago together, and they couldn't get the job done in the East. It's not going to work in the West. Get rid of Mike Brown. I have no idea where Sacramento is going, because I would usually say, oh, this is beneficial for the long run. I don't know if this is beneficial for the long run. I think this is very beneficial for the long run for San Antonio, absolutely, 100%. But far as Sacramento, it looks like they like I said, they got rid of Mike Brown, got rid of your star. I don't know where Sacramento is, but as far as San Antonio, I think this is a great move because this gives you another 6 to 10 years of trying to compete. If they get another piece, we'll see what happens. But right now, this isn't about today for San Antonio. This is about the future, in my opinion.
And then, so Katie and Gary Payton were caught roasting each other in the Warriors versus Suns game. The video went viral because Katie told Gary, "You up here, I'm at the ceiling." And then Gary said, "You here, I'm at the roof." Then Katie said, "By the time you was my age, you was the 8th man on the bench." So after seeing that video, what did y'all think of the banter between the two of them?
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it because KD was talking to him really reckless. And but he was really just stating his claim because Gary Payton was probably a little saucy, you know, from being on the sideline. And Gary Payton is a guy that doesn't look like he hold his tongue paws about anything he feels or think. So I think when you got two people clashing, especially that want smoke, it's gonna go in that direction. When I look at KD he also told him after he said that you're here and I'm here, he also went on to tell him that, you know, that I've been in here 20 years at this same level. That was another thing he quoted to Gary Payton, 20 years straight giving these kind of buckets. And that's kind of when the conversation got quieted because, you know, Gary Payton couldn't say that for 20 years that he's been on that level. I think KD, when it's all said and done, is one of the best to ever play at that level, best ever to play that position, you know, and that's just a lot to say, you know what I'm saying? Gary Payton was a great guard, Hall of Fame, all of that stuff, but I wouldn't say he was the best point guard, you know what I'm saying? But he definitely was super, super great for the city of Seattle and all of those things. But when you talk about KD is a once in a lifetime talent, you know, once in a lifetime. And there's people that'll grow up and try to mimic KD. They'll never be another KD. They'll probably have to be something else. So that's like my favorite player in the league as of right now.
Let me ask you a question, being that you just made that bold statement. Are you putting KD above LeBron James and Larry Bird at the small forward position? Because you said he's the best ever at that position to do it.
Um, hmm. See, for some years LeBron was playing it too, so I don't really put him in a two. I mean, in a three position for me. Pause.
Where was LeBron playing the two?
Like when he first got in the league, it seemed like he was more of a two, and then as time went on, he went to
His position say small forward when you go to his position. It makes sense. He better than you're putting him over LeBron and Bird. I'm just yes but no. It's no wrong answer. I'm just asking your opinion. I'm just asking you if is he better than them
It's
two?
early in the morning, Cam.
I'm just it's not a wrong answer. I'm asking your opinion.
I mean, I think he's to me to my style of basketball. I like KD over LeBron. I don't like him over Larry though. I pause. I'm not gonna lie. You brought that back to my attention. Larry might be my favorite small forward.
So basically, your opinion is Larry Bird's the best small forward in the history of the NBA?
Yeah.
I'm not, it's no wrong
Yeah, I'm
answer.
not.
So
I'm
I'm
not. I'm
asking
not. I'm not even ducking that one. Pause. No, for me, it's Larry Bird. I mean, I'm from Titletown, Killer. That's where I stay at. Until
LeBron,
I move.
LeBron got more titles than Larry. Larry got 3. LeBron got 4.
I don't count the bubble, Cam.
Okay.
I
I didn't
don't
know. I
count
didn't
the
know.
bubble. I don't count the bubble
I
and
just asked him.
the running around, jumping from team
Yo,
to team. What I'm saying? I don't come from that. Larry get a black eye. He stay in Boston. Niggas is fighting. Larry's in Boston. He got kids. He's in Boston. You know what I'm saying? He just stayed with his niggas. You know what I'm saying? 10 toes. Ain't that how the young niggas say it? Larry stayed 10 toes, man.
Listen, I'm not just. I'm just asking a question because I'm not. It's no wrong answer to either of the questions I gave
Yeah,
you.
and, and and Larry was the first white black nigga, man. Larry was the first one, man.
Listen, I'm a Larry
He a
Bird
dark
fan.
nigga, man.
Yeah.
Pause. That nigga Larry is a dark nigga, for real.
Listen, I'm. There's no wrong answer. Larry Bird is one of my favorite players ever, bro. And like you said, Larry Bird is a dark nigga. I have to agree with that.
Yeah,
That
Larry
nigga,
said, yo,
Larry
we
Bird,
winning today. Larry
Larry
made it
Bird,
up in his mind.
Larry Bird told Isaiah Thomas before a game started, yo, who is this guard me? Why y'all being mad disrespectful having a white dude guard me, bro? This is mad disrespectful. How is a white nigga telling a black nigga that a white nigga guarding him is disrespectful? Then he sits there, they get Dennis Rodman, and next year he said, we got somebody for you now, Larry. And he said, well, that's cute. Dennis Rodman is all defense forever. Larry Bird sat there and told niggas, yo, Kevin McHale broke the Boston record scoring record. I think it's 52 points. And he said, yo, that's my nigga, but I'm going to break it Wednesday. Then broke it Wednesday, the next game with 56. Larry Bird told nigga, I'm going to play the whole game left-handed. And did. It had 30 left-handed.
Yeah.
So, you tell nigga, I'm going to play the whole game left-handed and then really play. His lack of respect for anybody was just ridiculous. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's no wrong answer. I don't know if I'm gonna put him past above LeBron though, just because. But you made some great points, and I had this argument with people before, is that younger generations, niggas can go to a different team, they could trade teams and go here and go there. To me, it's harder staying with one organization because you have ups and downs. You have players that's older leaving, you got younger guys coming new, but you stick it out. It's a lot of people now talking about is Steph Curry going to stay. I think Steph Curry's not going anywhere. Me personally, who knows what the fuck's going on after this trade. But at the end of the day, some people aren't of that agenda to leave teams and go to another team and get a championship and so on and so forth. But it's not frowned upon today as much as it was frowned upon when we were growing up. But we seen people in our ever do it. We seen Clyde Drexler do it. We seen Charles Barkley try to do it. We actually seen Gary Payton do it. Gary Payton was jumping around everywhere trying to win a damn championship
Yeah,
when he
you're
couldn't
right.
done. So it isn't like this hasn't happened before, but it's just at an all-time high, I think, now. Back to the question originally, Gary Payton is one of the biggest shit talkers ever. I remember we played against him at MTV's Rock and Jock, pause, and me, Kevin Garnett, pardon me, Damon Stoudemire. We took the tournament, needless to say. And Gary wasn't happy about it. And so I seen Gary Payton maybe 5 or 6 months after this in the airport. I said, y'all bust your ass. They ain't bust my ass. Them niggas wasn't guarding niggas. You know, I wouldn't have had that. Da, da, da. I said, nigga, you ain't shit. I'm a rapper at this point. I'm not even a fool. The nigga said, let's miss our flights right now and go play. I ain't missing my damn flights. He was willing to miss his flight to go play one-on-one at the
What city
particular
y'all
time.
was in?
I don't know. I just remember I don't know what city we was in at the airport, but when we played Rock and Jock, it was in LA, right outside of LA. You can Google it, young people. Go keeping camera on Rock and Jock. I'm pretty sure pop up. You see me and I'm going crazy out there on niggas. I wasn't even in full shape at the time. But yeah, I don't remember what city was. I just remember seeing him after in the airport. And I know he talked shit, so I was fucking with him at the time. And he went off. He was willing to miss a flight to go play. I said, oh, this nigga's crazy. But Kevin Durant, if you follow him on Instagram, Twitter, or whatever, if you troll him, he trolls you back. He has no problem trolling you back if you say, and this is to just random people. I remember one particular tweet, somebody said, yo, my car broke down today. I ran out of gas, da, da, da. Then on top of that, I didn't have any Wi-Fi to call my job or connect to anybody. The Wi-Fi went out, but I still made it work. I didn't take the easy way out like Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant said, that sounds like a lovely day, no gas and no Wi-Fi. You happy about that? Like, he has dry sarcasm.
KD got time.
Yeah, he having time. And I think after the game, they talked about it. He said he'd been talking shit with Gary Payton for a long time. This wasn't the first time it happened. And not only that, he was mic'd up for a Netflix special that they're doing. So, when you mic'd up, you got to make sure you say the right thing. You don't want to be just getting talk shit to Gary Payton talk shit to you, and then on the edit, you looking crazy. So I'm pretty sure KD knew what he was doing because I'm pretty sure they're gonna keep that clip for the documentary that they're shooting.
Yeah, they probably bought Gary Payton in knowing they was mic'd up. You know, he said this would be a good day to have Gary sideline.
right, nigga, lined them. Right.
And even as far as Katie's trolls, like all his old tweets are definitely memeable. I'm just gonna read some of them because he'll say what he wants, and that's what makes him him. He said, "Girl, you like a bacon and egg sandwich. You look good." Scarlett Johansson, I will drink your bath water. Bubble guts woke me out my sleep. I had to check my sheets for any slippage. Like he just says what he wants to say, and it is what it is.
A lot
Read
of
the
people,
first two again. Read the first two
Yeah,
again.
he said, Scarlett Johansson, I will drink your bath water. He said, bubble guts woke me out my sleep. I had to check my sheets for any slippage or no takers for my foot rub, so I'm gonna soak them in hot grits. He just
like one thing about Katie, I had a talk with somebody yesterday, and they're like, KD's sensitive, he's sensitive. And I'm like, I get when you're a public figure that you're gonna get talked about. But if a nigga's still out there averaging 27 points and playing at a high-ass level, if he wants to take time to tweet back, take time. It ain't like he ain't doing his job on the court.
They like he podcasting, Killa.
Yeah, exactly. So the whole thing about it is, my thing is, people be like, oh, he's sensitive, he's sensitive. No, you said something. He had time to reply. So he's sensitive. Nah, I got time to fuck with you. I got a few minutes to give you some of my energy. Pause. So at the end of the day, Oh, KD sensitive. Nah, nigga, y'all niggas be talking about. See, the problem is when it's a rebuttal, and sometimes the rebuttal is worse than the initiation. People get mad at the rebuttal, but it took something for that rebuttal. So if you sit there and say, "Yo, Cam, I didn't like Cam," let's just use somebody I know. I don't know. This is all not a real situation. This is just an example. Somebody says, "Cam, yo, I ain't like that album, man. I ain't like the way you've been dressing, this, that, that." I'll be like, that's cool. I'm happy your mother off crack. Because it took a little long process for her to get off that. I remember seeing her leaving Phoenix House and all that. But I'm happy she's not smoking crack no more. Oh, you ain't have to do all that. Why you have to do? You don't know what I'm going to do when you say something to me.
Yeah,
That's the
leave me
chance.
alone.
Yeah, yeah. That's the chance you take when you bother somebody. So you just don't know. So at the end of the day, if you ain't ready for that, you ain't ready for that. But that takes that sometimes. So sometimes, like me personally, camera, no disrespect. Look what I did, Elliot Wilson, and that's he cool. We worked it out. Came right on snapping on the nigga because you going around. I thinking I'm Cameron A. Smith. Nah, nigga, yes, your skin looks nasty. Yeah, you hard to look at, nigga. You you
Hard
one,
on the eyes.
yeah, you one complexion away from an albino.
That was crazy.
But that's him snapping on me first and me just snapping back. And me and Ali is cool. I'm just giving an example of shit. So whenever it's a rebuttal, sometimes be like, oh, he's in his feelings. I'm like, how's a nigga in his feelings when nigga said something about him first? And because of somebody on Twitter, he seen it. I don't argue with niggas on Twitter who diss me and then you go to their page and there's zero photos and zero. I just block them niggas because y'all just trolling. If you want to diss me on my Instagram, let me see your life too. Let me go to your page and scroll up and see your life and see how you living and see the poverty that you're in or whatever it is. And then, or whatever, it don't gotta be poverty or whatever. But because my life's an open book. Your shit is a secret. So if I can't see your life, you're blocked. You out off the top. Now, if you let me scroll and talk, all right, let's do it. Let's do it. That's just me.
Killer, from your last take, I think you taught KD how to troll.
Maybe, man. Maybe. I think he's a natural though. I think he's a natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely a natural, but both of y'all, like the trolls, I think they're warranted. I think people nowadays have gotten far too comfortable. I even have to stop myself, especially on Twitter, because like you said, sometimes you got time today, and sometimes you just want to say something because it's like, I know you
You
didn't
got
say
time
something,
today,
but
cuz.
that's
Yeah.
what it is. People be
Yeah.
tripping.
And then like what you was about to say, Stack, but Mason, what you was about to say, that's the perfect way. I know you not talking. I said you look at certain people. I know that's not you talking.
Exactly. That's just how I be feeling. But hey, it's whatever. So, last question before we wrap, because we know that this All-Star game is coming up. So, we keep seeing just different changes. But this time, Chris Paul and Wemby will actually be partnering up together for the Skills Challenge at NBA All-Star. Is this something that you want to see? There's not further details. We just know that they will be doing, a challenge together to represent the Spurs. Do you like this? Do you want to see it? Or anything else you prefer to see them do? Mace, what we thinking?
I'm indifferent. Is that a word? Indifferent?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
indifferent. What's the girl name? Becky Hammond?
Mm-hmm.
Is she a coach now?
Yeah.
I probably would have liked to see Aja Wilson and Wemby together, something like that. Like something that'll make it interesting. I think with Chris Paul and Wemby, that's kind of a no-brainer. They're probably gonna win it. The nigga's 7'4". Um, Chris Paul is a perfect passer. It's just I don't know. Maybe it's just a showcase for Wemby, but with Chris Paul, it gives them the definite time to win it. But I'm not for it. I'm not. I like interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
boring.
I was about to say I could care less about a stat. I'd rather hear about before we go. That's what it really does interest me. Before we go, how was your experience at Pro Bowl this weekend?
Okay, so I actually had a great time. Shout out to the NFL for taking care of me and flying me out here. They did the whole nine, put me in a very nice spot, transportation, all that. Beautiful. Um, I will say, coming here and interviewing the players was super, super dope. Everybody's a huge fan of the show. So many people came up to me and was like, make sure you tell Killa, Murder, Mase, Cam. Like, I love the show. I'm trying to be on the show. Shout out Mike Evans. He was like, I watch the show all the time. Want to come up. So many people want to come up here, which we knew that, but just feeling the love, them doing the questions. And they just appreciated that I was like, not at like, for example, like people were going up and like asking Joe Burrow certain questions that he was like, because Pro Bowl is a lot more fun type of content. They were just like, these are the type of questions that I actually want to answer. So I got a lot of good interviews. They had me trying skills challenges. Maybe I'll send Nick a clip to add because I'm not, as athletic as I thought. I know y'all see me play in that 40 plus, league with like Larry and White guys, like me trying to throw a football, me trying to do a dive catch, me trying to punt the ball. I don't know what I thought I could do. My skills are not there. But
you try to run a slant.
I tried everything. Like they had people bulldozing through these cardboard cutouts of other players. I'm just not built for that. And I was the only girl out there. So again, shout out to It Is What It Is, because we was in the building. I represented for us and women's sports because there was nobody else out there. And
that's what's up.
Yeah, it was just a dope experience. I had a great time. It was very funny. But again, I'll send the clips. And then I asked them those questions that Cam asked me on the show, kind of to show, like, to see if they knew the old sayings. They didn't know it either. The only person who got all of them correct was Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I'm going to see how well you know these classic sayings. You ready?
Okay.
Get rich or
Die trying.
Die trying.
Die trying. Die trying.
If you can't stand the heat.
If you can't stand the heat.
I don't know that one.
If you can't stand the heat, take your ass to the cold.
You can't stand the rain?
That's a good one, but it.
Get out the kitchen.
Did you know it?
Yeah.
Get out the kitchen.
Get out the kitchen.
Stay black and
Beautiful.
Blessed.
beautiful. That's great too.
Beautiful. Stay black and fresh? I don't know that one.
Where are you getting these from? I don't know. Blessed. Nah. No.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah, because
my
grandma used to be
I ain't
like,
got
I ain't let black and die. Yep, that's what my grandma used to say. Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah, that was.
No, I see that. I seen that. One person got one of the. You got to ask it the right way. A couple of the questions you didn't ask it the right way, because you said so. The one question you asked, I seen it. You said, "Stay black," and it don't. You got to say, "All I got to do is stay black." Yeah. So when you cutting it short, you don't know. So you was like, "Stay black," and I wouldn't have known the answer. You got to put a little blackness in it. All I got to do is stay black, and I'm like, Stat is not asking the questions like a black mother.
I tried my best. Some of the guys knew it. They were like my grandma.
Somebody said that. I see somebody who got it right.
Yeah, so they knew, the majority of it. Jamar Chase actually did pretty good too. I just talked to everybody, but
What are the chances? What are the chances that the only person got it right was Russell Wilson? You probably showed him the answers. This is a Pittsburgh thing.
I promise you I didn't.
Russell's probably the oldest one she asked, so he knew. Being that he's a little older, he probably knew the answers. The rest of them were probably younger, didn't know. Like Stat's right. I see one nigga talk about, yeah, my grandma said it,
Yeah. Y'all, like we say this all the time. And I actually have a question for y'all because I asked them this. Do y'all know what unk is? Like when somebody calls somebody unk?
Like uncle?
Yeah, uncle.
Like unk, like when you're old.
Yeah, uncle, right?
Yeah. So I asked them like what they considered unk status. What do y'all consider unk status? Do you know what unk is?
No.
Yeah, like uncle, like you old, they call you unk.
Oh, yeah.
So
okay.
what age do you think is an unk?
Anybody over 26 in the YMCA?
Like 27, 28.
27?
40.
40?
Yeah.
That's unk status, 40 years old?
Depends on how old you are. Levante is 34, 35. 9 years older than me. That counts.
I really think unk really only like you gotta be like 40 or plus.
40 plus?
Yeah, because I feel like you OG if you older than that.
It's subjective. So in our field, I'm only 31, but 21-year-olds call me unk.
Dang.
And I see it on, with Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
He's like
unk for
almost
real.
60.
What age?
It depends on how old the person talking to you is. Because you know what's funny? This is a great question, real quick. You know what's funny? This is hilarious because my little bro Sugar Duggar been with me since he's like 14 years old. So I told him this, I swear to God, probably about 6-8 months ago. I said, yo, you are unk, bro. He said, I ain't no fucking unk. I said, Suge, you not 21, 22 no more. You unk. He going crazy. So his girlfriend's a little younger than him. I said, put the phone on speaker. Let me speak to your girl. I said, yo, Pint, do you consider yourself dating an older man? She said, absolutely. He was like, what the fuck you going? I said, yo, she's like 7 years younger than you. And then I said, do your friends call him unk? And she started laughing. So the next day, he called me back. He said, see, you're going to get one of these girls hurt. Because he took her and her girlfriends out, and I guess she told all her girlfriends, yo, call the nigga unk when we get in the car. So the whole time they was out there calling them unk. So to answer your question, it depends on who you're talking to. You may be 30 years old talking to a 16-year-old, and they may feel that you unk. You could be talking to a 20-year-old, a 20-year-old could be talking to a 40-year-old. I think it's between the age gap. And that's my personal opinion. It depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I'll also send that clip to Nick as well, because Joe Burrow said unk is 40. Then Jahmyr Gibbs said unk is 27. And then Mike Evans was like, well, they call me unk and I'm considered old in my career. So everybody had different answers, which I thought was hilarious. So yeah, I don't know, it's subjective. But in the comments, let us know what age y'all think unk is, because now you know what that is. So the more you know. But that is all the time that we have for today. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.